What's going on, my Go family? Welcome to this special Zoom call today. I hope you guys had a fantastic day so far. My name is Kas, Director of Operations at Go. And guys, today we have a very special Zoom call. We have all the corporates in the call. And as I can see, our Zoom room is already at capacity. And my production team, they told me earlier that they will show you the different social media channels where we are streaming this Zoom call in different languages. So just follow the social media channels and you can see the Zoom call there. So if you have any team members who are not able to join right now, just show them the social media channels so they can watch this Zoom call also live. So guys, like I mentioned before, today we have all the corporates on the Zoom call, and also Eric and Marina Worre. They will do a special training for you guys on how to close like a pro. So let's kick this call off. And AK, are you here, my brother? Let's bring AK to the stage and let's see what he has to say.
Hey Kas, thanks brother so much for the introduction. Super excited about what we're gonna do today. Now, as all of you know, communication is key to closing like a pro. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share 4 simple strategies that if you use, your closing is gonna go way up. So let's get started. Number 1 is the worst time to think about what you're gonna say is in the moment that you're saying it. Now, let me explain what that means. Most people, they don't have a plan. They just show up and they throw up information. What I'm asking you to do is get intentional, meaning think about the 10, 12, 15 questions that your prospect is going to ask you. Like, how does it work? How can I start? How long does it take? Can I make money? How did you start? Is there competition? What are these 12, 15 critical questions that you have to master? And let me tell you something, when you master these questions, what's gonna end up happening is you're gonna look like a pro. You're gonna look like an expert. You're gonna have a certain amount of confidence, swagger, and belief. And let me tell you something, people buy belief, people buy energy, people buy confidence. When you look like you know exactly what you're talking about, they're gonna be more receptive to what you're saying. Now, number 2 is curiosity is the key for great communication. When you're communicating with somebody, be curious, be interested, be focused. That means don't look at your phone when you're having a conversation with your prospect. They are the most important person in the world. You have to lean in. You have to look like you really care. Empathetic, curious. I tell people all the time, you have to be super curious, and you have to really show that you care. Now, here's the problem. People think, oh, I meet my prospect, I have to have all the answers. Wrong. You have to have all the questions, which leads me to number 3. People asking questions are in control of the conversation. If you are asking questions, what you are doing, you are on a mission to find information. You are on a hunt for evidence. You're trying to learn everything you possibly can, and you do that asking questions and listening. They will tell you every single thing that you need to know, because here's the reality. People make decisions, number 4, what's important for them, not what's important for you. People make decisions about what they care about, not what you care about. People make decisions on what they need, not what you need. Now, if you're asking questions, if you're curious, if you have professional answers for all of the information, what that's gonna do is it's gonna empower you to say, listen, because you said you need more time with your family, here's what I can suggest. If you give me 2-3 hours a day over the course of the next 90 days, we can help do that. You see, what this does when you're learning, it's not you against them anymore. It's us against it. And it is the problem. It is what they told you they need to solve. They need to deal with it. And everybody has the it. If that makes sense, let me see 1s, let me see 2s, let me see 3s. Write down every single thing that we're saying and figure out how you can use this. Now, here's what I can tell you. If you master these, if you really focus, become intentional, master these, be curious, listen, learn, ask questions, and really focus on what they need, I promise you, your closing will go through the roof. Now, super excited because the next person I get to introduce is our president, Paulo, that is gonna drop some incredible information for you. So get ready, we're just getting started.
Thank you very much, AK, for your contribution. I'm sure that it was very valuable for everyone. I also want to speak about few things today that I believe is very important, because when it comes down to closing and sales, there are two different things. When you do sales, you actually show the plan, and whether you have skills or not, people either buy it if they like it or they don't buy it if they don't like it. But closing is something else. And what I believe is that if everyone was like you, with a goal, driven, self-driven, self-motivated, it would be a very different story, and the business would have been very easy. But unfortunately, most of the people, they are not driven, they're not motivated, they just know exactly what they don't want. They're sick and tired of their 9 to 5. They're sick and tired of living a mediocre life. They're sick and tired of being sick and tired, right? So when it comes down to closing, I believe that it has to do a lot as well by identifying the right people and being also on the right moment. And that's actually the key thing that I want to speak about today, because the timing that we're in right now is something very crucial. We just launched 1st of February, pre-launched 1st of February, I must say, and month after month, we're breaking records. And I believe that momentum is one of the key factors that's maybe beyond your control, but that helps you as well with your closing. So month after month, the company's improving. Month after month, the company's breaking new records. And most important is month after new month, we're having innovations. At this moment, starting the educational platform. At this moment, we're closing April, but even more important, we're preparing for May. May will be the single best month in this company so far. And I can promise you that because of different reasons. Because what we're setting up for you guys is that even for people, with all the respect, that have basic skills, maybe people that are good salespersons but not even good closers, just by showing the plan, they will be able to succeed within this platform based on what we're laying down for them. And May will be a critical month. May, we will have some things that I cannot speak about right now yet, but most important as well is that May will end with a bang. We will start May very strong. We will aim by not only achieving G4 ourselves, but helping as many people as possible in our organizations to qualify as a G4, so that they can qualify for one of the 4 G4 trips that we will be doing in June, but to help you guys by the last week of May, we will have something very excited. And I know I'm not allowed to say it, but we're gonna launch a new product, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah? So we're really on the forefront of massive momentum. I believe that I can say, not only on my own behalf, but from the whole company, that we're extremely proud of each and every one of you guys. So far, we're doing an amazing job, but I also know that you can do better. So let's go to the top, let's take it next level, and let's go for it.
My dear Go family, hope everyone is doing great. What an amazing opportunity to get connected to you guys today. Thank you very much, Paulo, brother, for the introduction. And we are so excited. We are so excited, not only for the next speaker to come, but also for the things that are coming up within the next, I would say, 6 to 8 weeks. Starting finally with our educational platform. Now, we are ready to go and we are just testing some stuff out. Monday, May 1st, you will be able to log in to the educational platform. Please bear with us, it's just the beginning. We will be working on it on a daily basis to make sure that your experience will be second to none. So we look forward to that. We will add more and more speakers on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, and more content for you to be able to not just learn, but also earn, of course, with the educational platform. Guys, I am so excited for the timing we are in right now. We just started a couple of months ago. 1st of February was our very first day of business, and not even fully, first day of business. It was the first day of our pre-launch. Now you have to imagine we are still in the pre-launch phase of the company. What does pre-launch mean? Pre-launch means testing things out, see if everything is working, getting the leaders positioned, getting the company positioned in the market, and then once we launch, we are good to go. Still, we had so many amazing leaders joining us. In fact, the first 2 months, February and March, were 2 record-breaking months in the industry. We signed up over 60,000 new members in these 2 months, and we are very, very, very happy for that, and we look forward to the next months to come. Now, we are preparing some amazing experiences for you guys. The first thing that is coming is the G4 trip. I just want to touch on that real quick. Normally, G4 is something that our leaders organize, right? But this time, because it's the first ever G4 trip of Go, we will be helping you guys, helping the field. Not only that, we will also be there in person to meet you guys, to get to know you, to get connected in G4, and it will all start in June this year. So we look forward to that. So my message to you is, if you're not G4 yet, until the end of May, you need to hit G4. This is a very, very crucial rank to hit in Go, because from that moment, you will be recognized as one of our leaders, and you will get special access to corporate, and of course also you will have a team with a responsibility for that. So we look forward to that. Also, we are planning the next G7 this year, which will be amazing, somewhere remote. This will be for sure a trip you will never ever forget. So if you have the goal to hit G7, which I hope you do this year, you should do it as soon as possible so that you can qualify for it. In total, guys, the time to join Go has never been better than today. In this industry, as you guys know, you always say timing is everything. And right now, it's really, really important. Right now, it's really the best time to join us. Why is that? Because the company is rock solid. We are already breaking records in the first months. The momentum is starting to grow, and you can basically build your business on this basis. You can start to join us. You can start to build your empire with us already in the pre-launch phase of the company. Now, if you are here, if you're already with us, you will not have any excuse 2 years from now, 3 years from now, when it comes to your growth and where you are in the company, because you have been here and we told you where we're going, and you just have to take action. So there is no excuse. If you were always waiting for the right time, for the right opportunity, this is it, and nothing else is out there. I guarantee you guys that within the next couple of years, we will be the biggest network marketing company in the industry, and I guarantee you that with my name. So guys, we look forward to our next speakers. I'm not going to talk a long time to you guys, because they have very, very valuable messages to give. So I'm just going to stop talking right now and give it back to our host. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nader, for sharing with us all the news and updates which will come in the near future. So guys, now we're going to move to the training. Eric and Marina, they're going to speak about one of the most important skills in network marketing, which is closing like a pro. So let's give the stage to Eric and Marina.
Hello, Go Global family. Eric Worre here. Welcome to this training on Close Like a Pro. And as you can probably hear, my voice is almost completely gone. So we've done some creative things to bring you the best possible training dealing with this limitation. So thank you for your patience. But I think closing is a combination of things. One, it's your posture, how you approach your prospect. Two, it's how you handle objections. And then three, there's a specific process to be able to walk a prospect through the mental decision making that they need to do. So we're going to cover all of that for you today. The first piece we're going to cover is from Marina. She's going to talk to you about objections, how you deal with objections, and how you can use objections in order to be able to help your prospect understand what you offer even more clearly. So check out what Marina has to say.
Hello, Go Global family. My name is Marina Worre. For those of you who don't know me, I am Eric's better half, and I'm also the CEO of all of our companies. I started my entrepreneurial journey when I was just 18 years old, and I joined my first network marketing company at the age of 21. So I've been around the profession and the entrepreneur pretty much since I can remember. And when I started my journey with network marketing, my first year, I was struggling a little bit because, coming as an entrepreneur into another entrepreneurial venture, I thought that everybody gonna see the vision, everybody gonna understand what we have to offer and the amazing opportunities that come with network marketing. And I was a little bit wrong because majority of the people actually come with the employee mentality. They are trying to escape their 9 to 5, and they're thinking more in terms of trading time for money instead of generating the results. So when I started building the business, a lot of people would come to me with questions and objections and just kind of like, yeah, I don't know if it is for me, and I don't know if that's gonna work. So how many of you are struggling or actually scared when your prospects starts asking questions, right? Especially if you're just getting started in this business, it's kind of like uneasy feeling. And we start thinking like, I don't know how I'm gonna answer, and they're gonna tell me like, oh, they don't have the money to join, they don't have the time, they're too busy doing all kinds of stuff, and network marketing is not for them. And by the way, that network marketing is a bad business opportunity. So all these different questions and objections were creating that uneasy feeling for me. So it took me time to learn that there are skills that come with it. And later when I met Eric, I learned that network marketing is a profession. It's not just a project. It's not just, some kind of a thing that you try and do and see if it works. In order to do this business right, we need to learn the skills that comes with it. We need to learn the mindset of the entrepreneurship. We need to learn different strategies that will help us do this business right. So for those of you who are struggling with having those conversations with your potential prospect, I want to help you and give you the skills necessary so you can recruit on demand and not ever worry about people coming in into you with additional questions. Would be something that you're interested, right? Do you want to become a ninja who can easily handle different questions and objections? So here it is. First of all, the most important concept is we're not trying to sell something to somebody. We're not trying to convince them. Our main goal is not to bring the customers into our business. And you would be surprised as well. Our main goal is not to bring new team members. That's not what we do here. And I can already see some of you thinking is like, what is she talking about? Let me explain. So our goal is education and understanding. That's what we do inside of network marketing. That's what you do inside of Go Global, right? Our goal is to help our prospects to see different products and services that we are providing as a company, but also show them what we can bring to the table as a financial opportunity if they decide to join the business and build together with you, right? So our goal is to help blind people see. Our goal is to open up their minds to the possibilities. Our goal is to open up their minds to how their life can change, if they can create an additional income or just be a product service user, right? So our goal is to help them see what we have to offer. Like I said, not twist anybody's arm, not convince them to do something they don't want to, none of those things. So we need to disattach ourselves from the actual result. And I know it sounds a little counterintuitive, but trust me on this. When we act from a perspective of a consultant, when we act from a perspective of, let me identify what is your problem, and as a consultant, I can help you solve the problem. Because we all know, in most cases, the problem is going to be like, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I want to get more time freedom so I can spend more time with my family. And when I do get that time freedom, I want to travel, I want to get a better lifestyle, but I don't have the money for it. So for majority of the population on planet Earth, those things going to be very, very similar, right? I want to get my health better, all this different stuff. And again, as a company, you guys have a solution to their problems. So you can help them create financial freedom. You can help them get more time freedom. Again, all of that's going to depend on their skill level. It's all going to depend on how hard people are willing to work, because we're not selling magic beans here, right? It's a business opportunity where people need to bring their excitement, their passion, their leadership, and work ethic. So it's not that somebody gonna get rich tomorrow. That's not what we do here. It's a business opportunity that requires time, that's gonna build a foundation, and skills that are necessary to do it in a more professional way. So back to questions and objections. There are only two real objections that people are going to come back to you. And I know if you start thinking about it, all the different questions that people come up to you, or the reasons why they cannot buy your service, or why they cannot join your team, or all these different things is, I don't have the time. Again, I don't have the money. Those are exactly the same problems that we're trying to solve for them. But all the different objections going to be along those lines that I need to talk to my spouse. I don't know if I'm capable. I'm not a salesperson. I hate selling. I don't want to convince my friends and family. So if you really think about it, all these different objections come in two categories. Category one is limiting belief about themselves. For example, I don't have time, right? I don't have the money. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not, whatever it might be. So when they're kind of like talking about themselves, right? I don't want to talk to my friends and family. I don't want to convince anybody. And the second category is limiting belief about network marketing. And in this case, they're like, network marketing is a get rich quick. Network marketing is something when you have to convince people. Network marketing is something that you just kind of like do nothing, and your sponsor gonna do all the work for you, and you just one day wake up very successful. That's not what network marketing is. So there are either limiting beliefs about their specific abilities, or limiting beliefs of what network marketing actually is. So when we help, first of all, recognize those two categories, it's a little bit easier for us to, because the answer to both of those rejections, to both of those objections, is the same strategy, right? First of all, we need to understand people do not buy products, services, and they don't join companies. People buy people. People join people. So first of all, when you're having a conversation with your prospect is in their head answering questions like, do I like this person? Do I trust this person? Do I want to do business with this person, either as a customer or a potential team member, right? So these are the questions that they're trying to answer in their head. And our job is to help them answer those questions. So through the professional guidance as a consultant, giving them answers that they're looking for, because at the end of the day, having your prospects ask those questions is not bad, because at the beginning I was also worried. It's like, they're gonna come back to me with all these questions and feels like they're attacking me. They're not. They're just trying to seek some clarity. They're just trying to get an understanding what exactly you have, because network marketing is a different business model that most of the people used to. Network marketing is not something that everybody knows. They think they do, but at the end of the day, even today, I've met people that are just still so lost and confused about what we do as a profession. So when people ask you questions, they're trying to seek clarity. And our job in a professional way to help them understand what we have to offer. And how do we do that? Most of the time, we do that through telling stories and relating to them. So when we relate to our prospects in the way that, hey, I'm just like you. Guess what? When I saw this opportunity, when I saw this for the first time, I did not have extra time either. I did not have the money to join either. I didn't have the spare money. I was just living from paycheck to paycheck in my business or in my job, and I was scrambling, and I really wanted my life to be different, but I did not know how. So when we can relate to our prospects through our personal story, and again, that story needs to be truthful. If it's not something that you personally experienced, then we need to become a collector of different stories, because I'm sure on your team there are so many different people from so many different walks of life and the professional backgrounds that you can collect those little stories. Stories as a nurse, stories as a banker, stories as a single mom, stories as a powerful marketing guy, or whatever it might be, right? Different stories from different professions, from different backgrounds. So when you talk to a single mom next time, you can, and you're a man, for example, of course you cannot say, oh, look at me, I'm a single mom too, right? No, that's not true. But you can say, you know what, single mom on my team are very successful as well. Would you like me to introduce to one of them so they can tell you their story? Or if you know their story, you can tell, hey, I know a single mom so-and-so in my organization, and this is what she experienced, and that's what she has going on right now, right? Same thing is like if you have somebody, a guy who is a surgeon, or some guy who is a banker, or a woman who is a banker, right? You can collect those stories. If you personally cannot relate to that particular story, you can tell that story of somebody else, and you can say, you know what? Yes, because one of the misconceptions about our profession that only people who have nothing else to do or who failed and everything else, they're the only people that join network marketing. And it's a lot for majority of the people to comprehend that there are a lot of successful people and high educated people with big professions like banker and educator and professors and all kinds of stuff, right? People just kind of like don't think that those high educating people and professionals can be part of something like network marketing, again, because they do not quite understand what this business is all about. So you can tell those stories. So when you talk to a banker, when you talk to a surgeon, when you talk to a tech inventor or tech person, you can still tell them, it's like, hey, in my team or in my company, we have people who are just like you, with the same background, with a similar story, and they're being very successful here. So stories, becoming a collector of stories is going to be such a powerful tool for you that will help you anytime you need. You can go into that little toolbox, pick up that story and use that with your prospect. The same way is if you can tell your personal story and relate. Relating is the key word here, right? Stories and relating is a key story because is a key part, because we, like I said, people need to build a connection with us. Our prospects are looking to answer those three questions. Do I like this person? Do I trust this person? Do I want to do business with this person? And can I make money? Like, honestly, can I make money with you? So these are the questions they're trying to answer. So more you can build that connection, because at the end of the day, you and me are the same. You and me are coming either from the same background, or I have a lot of people on my team who are coming from the same background as you. So we can kind of like eliminate that barrier, because most of the time when people come into network marketing, they have that kind of like invisible barrier because they do not know what we have, and they just coming with a little bit of resentment, especially if they heard some negative comments about the network marketing as a profession in general. So our goal is to build that trust, build that connection through answering the questions, through helping them understand more what is network marketing is, or what we have, or what is our product, what is our service, what we have to offer, so they can kind of like put those guards down, start building that bridge of trust, hopefully start liking us, because at the end of the day, those will be determining factors if they want to do business with us. So don't be stressed when somebody comes to you with questions, or start kind of like feeling a little pushy and start feeling like they're throwing different objections at you. don't be worried about it. Use that as an opportunity to build that connection. Use that as an opportunity to build that trust. Use that as an opportunity through answering some of those questions. And like I said, remember, there are only two categories, really. If you think it through, there is only two categories. And most of the times it's so rare somebody gonna ask you some out of the blue question that you never heard, because at the end of the day, all these questions are pretty much the same. The concerns that most of the people have are no time, no money, I need to ask my spouse, I need to their misconception about network marketing, that I'm not a salesperson, I'm not this, I'm not that. Network marketing is just twisting somebody's arms or pitching somebody something. So I understand that those are going to be the questions that you will be asked for the rest of your career in network marketing. So understanding what are the best ways to handle them and not being afraid when somebody comes to you with those questions, I think gonna catapult your career much faster and will help you close so many more people, so many more sales, and of course, that at the end of the day will help you close the month strong. I hope this training was valuable to you. I cannot wait to see you sometime soon in person. Have an amazing day, have an amazing night, morning, whatever you're connecting from. I know you guys are all over the place. So it was my great pleasure to bring a little training for you, and I cannot wait to see you next time. Take care, bye-bye.
So thank you, Marina. I appreciate that, and I know everybody else does too. So now we're going to get into the closing piece. Talked about objections. Now, how do you actually close like a pro? So because my voice is so challenged, we went to our archives and we tried to find the best possible piece of training that will give you a very clear step-by-step process that you can understand to be able to use to not only close this month, but to close every single day of the year. All right? Check this out, and I'll see you when it's done.
We're going to talk about quote unquote closing. Now, I know some people don't like that word. Some people would prefer that we talk about opening relationships and helping a person get started and helping a person make a decision. Yes, I get all that. But sometimes you just need to be an expert in helping a person make a decision. How many of you have people who are thinking about it forever? I'm thinking about it. Let me get back to you. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. A lot of them are actually ready to make a decision, but you're not skillful enough in order to be able to help them make the decision. So I've went through a million different versions of how to be able to do this and finally came up on one that works around the world, will work for you. 6 questions at the end of any exposure. 6 questions that will show you specifically and guide the person to making a decision that they want to make. Okay? So 6 questions. I'm going to show you an excerpt from another training that will guide you through these 6 questions and will show you exactly how to become a world-class closer. Check it out. How do we help these people make a decision to say yes? How do we close that person? And I know some people, look, I'm using language that's just normal recruiting or sales language. I know we're opening a relationship. We're not closing a sale. I know we're starting something that's a long-term thing. But there's still a psychology that we're dealing with after an exposure where we need to be professional and help guide a person through the process in making a decision. Okay? So all closing is guiding a person. I want you to think of yourself more as consultant versus salesperson. A consultant is going to ask questions. A salesperson is going to be doing the hardcore close. Sometimes salespeople, they can bring people into the business, but people quit really, really fast. Consultants guide people into the business, help them come up with a solution for themselves. If you think of yourself as a consultant versus a salesperson, as a farmer versus a hunter, right? We're planting seeds, we're asking questions, we're guiding people through the process to make a decision, one way or the other, to join this business. Now, this is not a big money decision for most of you. To join your company is not very much, not much in terms of a financial commitment. But still, a person doesn't want to look foolish. A person wants to, feel like they're smart. A person wants to feel like they have a chance. A person has to imagine success on some level, right? Our job is to ask carefully crafted questions that help a person imagine themselves in this business. That's what we're trying to do. We're asking questions that would help a person imagine joining. Because until they can imagine it, they're not joining. Imagine success. Imagine doing this. Imagine this working out. So these questions you're going to be asking questions throughout the process. You're going to be asking questions, if I would you, throughout the presentation process. You're going to be asking questions in the follow-up process. But there's a specific set of questions that you should implement. These questions work, what I'm about to share with you, work around the world in every language, in every culture, with every company. At the end of your presentation, whatever that exposure is, you expose them to the product, ask these questions. You have them watch a Zoom call, ask these questions. They watch a YouTube video, ask these questions. They sit down, they have a three-way phone call with you and your sponsor, ask these questions. They come to an event, ask these questions. Whatever it is, at the end of the exposure, you've got to be professional at asking these questions. You've got to start with the right one, because guess what's the worst question you could ask after an exposure? Let me tell you what I used to do. I used to say, what'd you think? I'd show them the business and I'd say, well, what'd you think? Which invites a person to be a critic, which invites a person to start picking at things. Then I kind of graduated from that, and one of my mentors taught me to say, did you see an opportunity? When you looked at this, did you see an opportunity? And that worked great, in some cases. But opportunity can be a little bit nebulous. He taught me to ask two questions. Do you see an opportunity, or are you prepared to get started? Real assumptive. Now, over the last 33 years, I've come up with a question that's better than any of those. And it's this. What did you like best? You just tried the product. What did you like best about the product? You just took a look at this Zoom call. What did you like best about what you saw? You attended this event. What did you like best about what you just experienced? You had this conversation with my upline. What did you like best about our conversation? What did you like best? This forces a person to go in their mind and find something good. Then we say, well, I like the product. I like the product. I like the product. Fantastic. What'd you like about it? Get a little bit more clarity. What'd you like best about the product? Oh, I like the fact that it's this and this and it creates this result. All right, fantastic. They say, I like the residual aspect. I like the fact I could be in business for myself. I like the fact that it's flexible. I like the fact that it's not that much money for me to start a business. I like the fact I get tax benefits. I like the fact I like this, I like this, I like this. So sometimes you're going to get people that say, well, I don't know. What, you know what I'd say to that? Well, if you did know, what would you like best? If you did have an opinion, what would that opinion be? What's the best thing that you liked about what you just saw? Just for fun. What'd you like best? And 95, 98 times out of 100, they're going to give you something. Okay? Question number 2. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you're ready to go right now, 1 being you have no interest, where are you? On a scale of 1 to 10, just based on what you've seen so far, where are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Guess what you're going to get a lot of? 5, 6s. You don't get a lot of 8s and 9s. You know, the reason why they don't want to seem like they're easy. You know, they don't want to seem like a cheap date. They want to, or an easy date. They want to seem like they're, you know, kind of responsible, careful, due diligent type people that are doing their homework. I'm a 6. I'm a 7. I'm a 6. If they say 7, they're joining. You can get lots of 5s and 6s and 7s, tons of them. If they say 8 or 9 or 10, they're usually ready to go right then. But let me give you a tip on this. Anything over a 1 is good. Anything. I can even show you, if a person says I'm a -10, I can show you how to sponsor a person that says they're a -10. Okay? This just gives you a clue as to their temperature. What'd you like best? I like this. Scale of 1 to 10, where are you? They give you a number. Now, don't give them the answer to these. Ask the question. Ask the question as a consultant. Have them give you the answer. It's very important that they provide the answer. On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you? Like a 7? You don't do that. Scale of 1 to 10. 10, you're ready to go. 1, you have 0 interest. Where are you on the business side? Several words are very helpful here. If you get any resistance, hypothetically, off the record, just between you and me, just for fun, where are you on the scale of 1 to 10? Any of those words or all of them together. Take it off, don't make it so heavy. Like 1 to 10, where are you? It's not that. It's like, hey, just for fun, hypothetically. Let's say, what do you like best? The person says, I like the product and I don't like the business. Okay, pretty good clue. On a scale of 1 to 10 on the business now, just for fun, I know you said you're not interested in the business, but if you were interested in the business and you did want to grow something entrepreneurially from your home, with this opportunity, on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you be? See what I mean? Hypothetically, off the record, just between you and me, just for fun, where are you at? Okay? 3. Hypothetically, what'd you like best? I like the product. Scale of 1 to 10, where are you? I'm a 5. Let me ask you another question. Hypothetically, if you were to start building a business with our company, working part-time, approximately how much would you need to earn per month in order to make this worth your time? Those are really important words. Worth your time. Everyone has a number that's worth their time. People say, would you like to start a business? I already have a business. There's a million objections. Would you like to, have an income? I already have an income. If you were to start this business monthly, how much would you need to earn part-time on a monthly basis in order to make this worth your time? Every person you know has a number that would be worth their time. Everyone. What would be worth your time? And you know what you're going to get a lot of? And if you get any resistance, say, this is just for fun. It's just between you and me, just for fun, hypothetically. I know you're probably not interested, but if you were, and you're going to do this part-time, how much would you need to earn per month in order for this to even be worth your time? You're going to get a lot. You know what you're going to get a lot of? $500, $700, $300, $1,000. People just want to pay off their credit cards or whatever. They're dealing with their student loans. They're going to go inside their brain. They're going to come up with a number that would be worth their time. Okay? Let them answer, let them answer, let them answer. Question number 4, hours per week. If you decided to do this, how many hours per week, realistically, how many hours a week could you commit? Let's say a person says, I need to earn $1,000 a month. That would be worth my time. Cool. How many hours a week do you think you could realistically commit to developing $1,000 monthly income? How many hours a week? Part-time, your hours, whatever you want to do, they're flexible. You're going to get a lot of 10 hours, 12 hours, 15 hours. To earn $1,000 real money, some people will give you 20 hours. So, how many hours a week realistically could you commit? And then question number 5, how many months? How many months? So, what'd you like best? I like the product. A scale of 1 to 10, what are you? I'm a 5. Hypothetically, if you did start building this business part-time, how much would you need to earn per month in order to make this worth your time? $1,000. Cool. How many hours a week, realistically, do you think you could commit to developing $1,000 monthly income? 12 hours a week. Fantastic. How many months would you be willing to work those 12 hours a week while you are developing a $1,000 monthly income? Because it's not going to start there. I mean, you're going to build to it because it's a business. How many months would you be willing to? You're going to get a lot of 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year. Okay? And then if I, would you? Now you're going to take, they answered, they answered, they answered, they answered, they answered. You're going to take their answers and you're going to put it here. Say, if I could show you how to develop $1,000 monthly income, working 12 hours a week over the course of the next 6 months, would you be ready to get started? If I could show you how, let's say what'd you like best? I like the business, scale 1 to 10 where I am. I'm a 7. Well, what monthly income would be worth your time? $3,000. How many hours a week would you be willing to commit? 14. How many months? 5 months. Well, let me ask you a question. If I could show you how to develop a $3,000 monthly income working 14 hours a week over the course of the next 5 months, would you be ready to get going? If I could show you how to do that. And guess what? It's so difficult. What this does is it takes a person that was not imagining that they were going to build a business and it causes them to imagine what it would be like. You went into their mind. What'd you like best? They came up with something. Scale of 1 to 10, they gave you a number. What income would be worth your time? They gave you a number. They say, well, I'm just not interested, right? You see, if you were interested, just for fun, I mean, this is not binding. I'm just asking. You got to have a number that would be worth your time. If you're interested. I know you're not, but if you were, what would be the number that would be worth your time? $5,000. All right, fantastic. How many hours a week could you commit? If that $5,000 monthly income was real, how many hours a week could you commit to having an extra $5,000 coming from a new business, new cash flow? How many hours a week could you commit to building something like that? 15. And how many months would you be willing to work 15 hours while you're developing a $5,000 monthly income? If you believe that that was real, how many months would you give it before you said, you know what, it's not working out? I'd give it 8 months. So, all right, cool. I know you're not interested, but if you were, if I could show you how to develop $5,000 monthly income, working 15 hours a week over the course of the next, whatever it was, 8 months, would you be interested in at least taking the next step? Exposure to exposure. At least learning more. At least getting more information. At least meeting some people. At least whatever. If I could show you. Now, what do you have to do to show somebody the answers to their questions? Usually, you could pull out your compensation plan and there's a rough average of an income based upon an active person at whatever level inside of your company. You just have to sketch out what it takes for a person to get to the second level, third level, fourth level inside of your company. And 9 times out of 10, people are going to be very normal. They're going to say $500 would be worth my time, 10 hours a week, I'll give you 6 months. Occasionally, you're going to get somebody that's not normal. They say, I need $20,000 a month, and I'm willing to give it 5 hours a week and I'll give you 3 months. Like, well, you know, I got to ask a few questions. How much are you making now? Consultant. How much are you making now? I'm making $8,000 a month. So you're willing to, you're making $8,000 a month full time, but you want $20,000 a month after 3 months, working 5 hours a week? How's that make sense? But if I ask them how much you making now, and they say, well, I'm making $80,000 a month. Okay. Maybe you got the influence in order to be able to do it. I could show you what it would take. You have to have a lot of influence in order to be able to make this work in 5 hours a week over the course of the next 3 months. But I'm not saying you can't do it. Maybe you're the first one to do it inside of our whole company. But typically you might have to change one of those numbers. 5 hours a week over the course of the next 30 months, or 50 hours a week over the course of the next 3 months, or take one of these numbers and change it up a bit. If somebody is being super unrealistic, you have one of two choices. As a consultant, if somebody is pitching you something that's completely unrealistic, what's your job as a consultant? To be straight with them, right? Say, look, nobody's ever done that inside of our company, but I'm not saying you can't. Who am I to say that you can't do it? I could describe to you what it would take in order to be able to pull it off. So you could either be that unicorn that makes it happen, or you could adjust one of these numbers and still have a successful story. Be strong in your consulting posture versus, pushy salesperson posture. Be a farmer who's planting seeds and cultivating and being a pro versus being a hunter. You're not there trying to get somebody, you're trying to help somebody. These questions, what they do is they trigger the imagination. And the imagination is what causes a person to start seeing themselves potentially in this role. That's what we're doing, exposure to exposure. After every exposure, you should be doing this. You haven't tried the product. What'd you like best about the product? Go through the process. You sit down for coffee. What'd you like best about what I just shared with you? They come on a Zoom call. What'd you like best about the Zoom call? They meet your upline. What'd you like best about our conversation with the upline? And then go through this process. Every time, every time, every time, every time, every time. You follow through here, it's so difficult for a person to say no to this if I would you, because literally everything you're offering is exactly what they said they wanted. And all you got to do is pull out your company and your compensation plan and show them how they could get it inside of your opportunity. It's really basic. It's really simple, but it's vitally important. So it is simple. I will just tell you this basic, simple process. If you follow them the way I describe it, you can use your own language. You can use a little bit of, kind of liberty with your language so it sounds like you. But if you follow this, you're going to do really, really well. And what sometimes is helpful in learning this is seeing some examples. So from a recent event, I want to show you a few examples when I'm role playing with people in the audience as to how this works in real life. So check that out.
What's your name, sir? Michael. Hi, Michael. How you doing? Pleasure. So if I talk to Michael and I say, hey, what'd you like best? I just showed you a video. What'd you like best? Make something up.
I love the concept of getting paid every month.
You like the concept of getting paid every month. Fantastic. On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you? 1, 0 interest, 10, you're ready to get started right this second. A 6. Fabulous. So let me ask you another question. Hypothetically, if you got started in this business part-time, how much would you need to earn per month in order to make this worth your time? $1,000. If you're doing this part-time, how much would you need to earn per month in order to make this worth your time? The words worth your time are really, really critical. Hypothetically is also very helpful. Off the record, just between you and me, let's just, spitball this. How much would you need to earn per month in order to make this worth your time? He says $1,000 a month. Do I care what he says? All I care is that he gives me a number. He says, I don't know. Just play with me. How much? I'm not so sure. Just give me a number. Pick one. Okay, fine. $500, $1,000, whatever the number is.
Question number 4. This will flow naturally as you practice it a little bit. How many hours a week, realistically, could you commit to developing that $1,000 monthly income? 5 to 10 hours a week. You're going to get a lot of those. How many months, question number 5, how many months would you be willing to work those 5, 10 hours a week while you're developing 1,000 monthly income? 6 months. Question number 6 is just if I would you. If I could show you, Michael J. If I could show you, Michael, how to develop $1,000 monthly income working 5 to 10 hours a week over the course of the next 6 months, would you be ready to get started?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You know how hard it is for him to say no to that? Every single one of those answers was what he wanted. Every one. All I did was ask the questions. So this works with a positive person. It works with a negative person. Somebody want to just bring me a microphone. Somebody bring me a microphone. I want somebody to be the most negative person you know that has no interest in building a network marketing business. Who wants to be my guinea pig? Somebody? You want to do it? All right, stand up, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Hillary.
Hi, Hillary. All right, Hillary, let's just say I just showed you a video,
Okay.
and I say, Hillary, based upon what I just showed you, what did you like best?
I didn't really like anything. I mean, how do you even do that?
All right.
No sense to me.
You didn't really like anything. Fantastic. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you have 0 interest, and 10 you're ready to get started right this moment, where are you? Where would you put yourself?
Dude, I'm not like a negative 500. That seems like a scam to me.
All right, fantastic. Scam to you, negative 500. Let me ask you a question, Hillary. Off the record, just between you and me, and I'm not assuming that you're going to do this, but you would, of course, be not looking the other way when we would do this, would you? You got to at least look at me.
Oh, okay.
So, hypothetically, you don't seem like a perfect candidate, but
No, I'm not
hypothetically, I get it. I totally get it. I'm with you. Hypothetically, off the record, just for fun, if you did decide to do something with this business, how much would you need to earn per month in order to make this worth your time? Realistic, what would be worth your time?
I mean,
You know why worth your time is such an important phrase? Everybody has a number. You want to make X money? Some people don't. Everybody has a number that would be worth their time. The richest person you know has a number that would be worth their time.
So if I was going to really do this part-time and start, we're assuming I'm...
Yeah, well, assume whatever you want.
Time.
Just for your time, what would you need to earn per month to make it even worth it?
I mean, if I'm going to leave my amazing job at Jamba Juice, I got to be making at least like $2,000 part-time.
All right, $2,000 part-time. Let me ask you this. How many hours a week do you think you could realistically commit to working something that was actually paying you $2,000 a month part-time?
I mean, in between all the stuff I do and everything,
Yeah.
I guess 5 to 10 hours.
5 to
If I had to, if I
you had
really,
to.
really had to.
I'm not saying you could or should, but if you had 2, 5, or 10 hours, all right, how many months would you give it working 5 to 10 hours while you were building up to a $2,000 monthly income? Realistically.
I mean, I'd want to see some the like initial results. And,
I get it.
And like,
You want to see some results, but let's just assume that you're going towards that goal in some kind of methodical fashion.
okay.
If that was the case, how many months would you give it?
I mean, I feel like half a year seems fair.
Half a year seems fair?
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. So let me ask you this, Hillary. I know you're a minus 500, but if I could show you how to develop a $2,000 monthly income, working 5 to 10 hours a week over the course of the next 6 months, would you at least be willing to take the next step and learn a little bit more?
Yeah, I guess I'd be interested.
See, it's so hard. It's so hard. She was a negative 500. How hard is it? I'm not kidding. If you go through these questions, it's so hard for a person to say, absolutely, I'm not interested in learning more. At least at a minimum, you can get them to take the next step. You can get them to learn a little bit more, get them to find out about the product, get them to meet somebody, get them to come to an event at a minimum. And you keep the conversation going. See what I'm saying? Now, if somebody's reasonably positive, you ask these questions, all you're doing is creating a world that they get to live in based upon their wishes and dreams. If I tell her, you want to make $10,000 a month and she's working at Jamba Juice, it's going to be too much. It's going to shut her down. If I tell her you want to make $500 a month and she's already making $4,000, she's going to say that's not worth my time. So I've got to ask the questions, let her fill in the blanks, and then say, if I could show you how to do it, would you be willing to take the next step with me? That will do what you need to do, and take all the people that you have that are thinking about it and move them into a better category. Now, it's going to do one of two things. It's either going to say, yes, let's do it, or yes, I'm willing to continue the conversation and learn more, and then you can ask it again later if they're not totally ready to join. Do you understand? Now, are these questions hard to learn? No. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to practice. I want you to practice. What did you like best? At the end of any exposure, Zoom call, whatever, what did you like best? Scale of 1 to 10. What kind of income would you want if you're going to do this part-time, hypothetically? How many hours? How many months? And if I would you? Practice and practice and practice. Once I got this down at the end of every exposure, as soon as I asked, what'd you like best? I was on the downward slide. Okay? So sometimes that needs to be a trigger. So you might want to think about this as a trigger. What'd you like best? And then whew, off you go. But practice. Get on a Zoom call and practice with your team back and forth. You know, and just have everybody practice with each other. Record that, watch it, see how it feels. Practice, practice, practice. Okay? Progress is perfection. Practice is important. Make sure that you practice so you can make progress.
So that is a bit of training on how you can close like a pro. You heard some how to deal with objections from Marina and a step-by-step process, the questions that you need to ask your prospect in order to be able to help that prospect make a decision. This is how professionals do it, okay? So use this information to close this month strong. All those people that are thinking about it, walk them through this process. Use this information every single day and use this information to train to your organization so everyone out there on your teams is also closing like a pro, okay? Until we see each other face to face sometime very, very soon, I hope. Everybody have an amazing day. Close the month strong, and I'll see you soon.